I'm trying something new with my hair, but I'm not sure if I like it. Maybe once I have makeup on, I'm gonna like it more. I don't know. But for now, I think it's okay. You know, I said that this year I wanna be consistent on YouTube. My plan is to post one video a week. I hope that works the way I want it to work. And I'm gonna promise I'm gonna try my best to actually post one video a week. You know that my main thing is makeup, so the main content on this channel is gonna be makeup. My Instagram is all about makeup, and I insert some fashion here and there, like styling videos. If you don't follow me and you want to see all of that, because I post daily, so I'm kind of proud of myself for posting daily. I'm gonna put my Instagram handle here so you can follow me. And because I want to do this properly this time and actually be consistent and post one video a week, I hope it works the way I want it to work, I want to start with the basics. So I'm gonna start today with how to apply your base makeup, how to apply your foundation. So basically I'm gonna talk about the primers, I'm gonna talk about all kinds of foundations, I'm gonna apply it on my face to show you how to apply it. Of course, I'm not a professional, it's just the way I do it, it's just like what I've learned along the years, and for some reason I just feel the need to share the information with you, because I've been doing my own makeup for more than 5 years now, I think, and trust me, when I started I knew nothing about it, and now I think I know quite a lot of things and I feel the need to share it with you. So yeah, this is gonna be the foundation makeup, then the foundation video. Then I'm gonna start posting about the concealers, how to color correct, what concealers to apply under your eyes, how to set that with what kind of setting powders. Then I will probably go into like contour and bronzing and blush, and slowly I'm gonna go into like more detailed eyeshadow looks, so on and so forth. So for today's video I actually had everything planned. I just love writing things down. Basically I just work with lists. I need to make lists, I need to write them, I need to see them there, and that way I'm more motivated for some reason. So I'm gonna make sure I keep this notebook next to me. Okay, so the main thing when you start applying your makeup is your skincare. As long as you have a good skincare routine, as long as you have your face moisturized and you do everything properly. Of course, depending on your skin type, you have a specific skincare routine. My skin type at the moment is basically a mess. I usually go oily in the center of my face, but lately I've been really dry, so all I'm trying to do is to hydrate my skin as much as possible. So start with your skincare. Wash your face in the morning, then apply your serums, apply your toner if you're using one, and your moisturizer. If you just have moisturizer, wash your face, apply the moisturizer, and then apply your foundation. Trust me, if you have a good skincare routine, your makeup is gonna look even better. So if you're new to makeup, you probably don't use primer. You're probably not used to primer, you don't see the point of it. The idea is the primers, they help making the foundation look better on your skin. You have the mattifying primers. If you have oily skin, you use a mattifying one to make sure the foundation stays in the center of your face. If you have more dry skin, you go with a hydrating primer. I don't have one of those because my skin wasn't dry. But yeah, you have a hydrating primer. You also have the luminizing primers if you want to enhance some part of your face. So basically with a illuminating primer or any illuminating product, you place them where you want to accentuate something on your face. So basically with an illuminating primer, I would apply it on my cheekbones, maybe above my brows, maybe on my nose. And you have these kind of things like facing mist. I'm not sure if this counts as a primer as well. Nourishes skin while it's holding makeup in place. It doesn't say, but you can use something like this. Not this one specifically, but you can use a face mist to prime your skin with, and you can also use it at the end to set your foundation, to set all your makeup, to make sure the makeup doesn't look cakey. So the main primers I use and I always go back to are L'Oreal Infallible primers. I usually go for these two. So the pink one is a pore refining primer. What this does, it basically fill in the pores, so once you apply your foundation you can't see your pores that much, and also it can mattify the center of your face. That's why you go with it in the center of your face. And then I have the Infallible Luminizing Primer, which is this one. What I like about it is that it gives you a natural glow. Obviously, if you want to and you feel the need to apply all over your face, you can do that, but you're gonna see me applying it just on my cheekbones and like the outer parts of my face basically. So let's start with this. I'm just gonna use my fingers to apply my primer. Obviously you can go with a brush if you feel the need, but I don't think that's necessary. So I'm gonna apply it in the center of my face, cheeks, chin, the middle of my forehead, and the bridge of my nose. And with circular motions I'm gonna make sure I blend it properly. I have a mirror here, so if you see me looking that way, that's why. Of course, if you have dry skin, you're not gonna like a mattifying primer, so that's where you use a hydrating one. Unfortunately, I don't have one to show you, but I think I'm gonna need one because I told you my skin is really dry at the moment. But okay, I just like the way this feels. It makes the skin feel really soft. And then I'm gonna go with the illuminating one. I'm just gonna apply a tiny bit like this. I'm gonna put it on my cheekbones and above my brows. So you just go like this. And yes, I learned to do something about my brows, but you know, let's leave it like that for now. So now, if you see, when I turn my face to the light, you see this glow, which I really like because it's really natural. Again, if you don't want to wear makeup, you can just go with something like this and make your skin look a bit more healthy, because why not? Obviously, with foundations, you go again with what suits your skin type. There's a million foundations out there, a million formulas. I'm just going to talk about like the basic ones, the main ones, and what I have. Okay, so I'm gonna start with matte foundations because this is the first type of foundation I ever used, because as I said a million times before, my skin used to be very oily, so I was always going for matte foundations. I'm not buying them that much at the moment because I like more like a natural glow, but I have NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat, which does exactly what it says. It gives you a matte finish, but it doesn't look flat and it doesn't look like you're wearing a mask on your face, which is what a lot of matte foundations do. They just like look unnatural and they can be really heavy. And I have Cover FX Custom Cover Drops, which is like my favorite at the moment. It is matte, but it's a soft matte, if it makes sense. Then you have the hydrating foundations. A hydrating foundation is one of those that you're gonna need to set with a powder if you want to. Is the one that obviously doesn't dry matte. So for the hydrating foundations, I have two here. One is Sleek Vitality Foundation, light to medium coverage, and then we have Makeup Revolution, or I think they are called Revolution Makeup now, Conceal and Hydrating Radiance Foundation with medium to full coverage. I used to go for full coverage all the time, but I gave up on that. I'm just going with medium, and if I want to build it up, I'm gonna build it up now. Sometimes I go with light coverage. I don't mind light coverage. Again, it depends on what you like, what you prefer for your skin. Just be aware that with the full coverage foundations, they can feel a bit heavy on your face. So if you don't like that kind of feeling, if you don't like the cakey makeup, be careful when you apply it. Then we have a BB cream. I have a Nivea one. It's 5-in-1 day BB cream. 24-hour moisturize. What I like about it is that if you are in a hurry and you just want your face to look, you know, better and have like just one color, because you know, like under your eyes you can be darker, you can have redness around your nose. If you just wanna apply something to make your skin look better but still like your skin, just go with a BB cream. This one, just put it on your fingers, you apply it on your face and you're good to go. Then you have something like a mineral foundation. This looks like a powder inside. It's not like a liquid one, it's a mineral powder. With this one you usually go for a brush like this. You need to make sure it's a dense brush. This brush came with it, with the product, so if you buy the L'Oreal True Match Mineral, make sure you go with their brush as well, because it's really good. Again, this can give you a full coverage if you want to, if you keep building it up, but with just like one layer of it, you just have a natural finish, a light finish. It gives you like a glow and leaves your skin look like a skin. It doesn't cover like a lot of things. Okay, so the last type of foundation is a compact foundation. I don't have a compact one to show you, but I have a powder. They usually come looking like this, like a powder. They come with a sponge inside, so you can use the sponge to apply it. With the compact foundations, you can again go for a full coverage one. I know Fenty has a new one now, which I think everyone loves it. And just apply with your sponge, the sponge it comes with, or a brush. Again, just tap it on your face and you're good to go. Obviously you have more different ways to apply a foundation. You have a brush, you have the sponge, you have your fingers. And what I would recommend is like for matte foundations, I think you should go with a sponge. And I'm gonna show you when I apply mine why I'm saying that. With a BB cream, I just recommend using your fingers, because trust me, they do magic. That's what she said. But it's really really easy to apply with your fingers. With a hydrating foundation, you can easily go with a brush. I had one here with a brush like this. You can go with a less dense one. I think I can have like this, like a stapling brush, if you don't want that much coverage. With a mineral powder, as I said, you go with a brush like this. If they come with a brush, just use the brush they come with. With a compact one, something like this, I told you they usually come with a sponge inside. You can use the sponge, or you can use your own sponge or your own brush. Okay, so we can now go to the part where I actually apply my foundation and I show you how it works. Today I'm going to use Cover FX cover drops. This is what I've been using for a while now and I really love them. I'm going to make sure I shake them because they're really liquidy, so that's why I shake them. With something like this, you don't need to shake them. They're not as liquidy as these ones. So I'm gonna use the sponge for one side of my face, and then I'm gonna use the brush for the other side of my face, because I want to show you the difference and I want to explain some positives and negatives about both applicators. So let's start with my right side. That I'm just gonna take it and apply it okay, so I'm gonna apply it directly on my face. What you can do, you can apply it directly on your sponge, or you can put it on your hand and just like take the sponge and do this. I just like to apply it on my face. Okay, so this is the Real Technique sponge. This is what I'm gonna use for this side of my face. I really love this sponge. It's the only sponge I'm using and I've been using it for years. I just like wet it, so if you see, it expands when you wet it. But let's say you're too lazy to go to the bathroom. 99.9% of the time I'm too lazy to do that, so that's why I use a face mist and I spray it on the sponge, wet it a bit, and then apply my foundation. So let's do this. With the sponge, all you do is tapping motions, and as you can see, I started with the lower part. Basically, I'm just go like from down here up, and just tap 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 tap. The thing with the sponge, I'm gonna talk about some of the positives, is that they apply a really natural finish. It's really good when it's wet. God, the light is killing me. Let's say you have a full coverage foundation and you don't want it to look really cakey, you would go with a sponge, because the sponge being wet, it absorbs some of the product and you don't go crazy. And again, with what's on left on my sponge, I go down on my neck, because you always want to make sure your neck matches your face. Let's say your foundation is not exactly the right shade, but it's closer to your skin, closer to your neck I mean, you can always fix that with a powder, but that's another discussion. Again, one of the positives for a sponge is that you are faster with a sponge than you are with a brush. I mean, it depends. If you're used to a brush and you've been applying your foundation with a brush for years, obviously you're going to be faster with that. But for me, and personally, I think a sponge is quicker than a brush. Okay, so this side is done. As I told you before, this is a matte foundation, but it's a soft matte. I think the coverage is medium to full coverage. I can build it up and I can make it full coverage, but I don't want that. It was really easy to apply because it's really liquidy. With the sponge, as I said, like, it's my favorite way of applying this foundation and all the other foundations basically. So yeah, that's what it looks like. In the end, I'm gonna go closer with my camera and I'm gonna show you exactly what the skin looks like. You can definitely tell this side has foundation, this one doesn't. It covered my under eyes. My under eyes are not that bad, not gonna lie, but it just evens the skin tone and it makes me look a bit flat, I'm not gonna lie. But that's why you go with concealer, that's why you go with blush and bronzer. But I will explain that in a different video, because if I do that now, I'm gonna be here for ages and no one is gonna watch a 1 hour video. So as this side, then for the other side, I'm gonna go with a brush. Again, I'm gonna apply it directly on my face, and I'm gonna take the brush. I'm gonna take a brush like this. With a brush like this, I'm going to talk a bit about some positives and negatives. With a brush like this, you can achieve a fuller coverage because it doesn't absorb the product that much, because it's a brush and it's not wet. One of the negatives with some brushes, they can leave some stripes on your face, so it doesn't look as smooth as, it's not going to look as smooth as this side. I'm going to try my best to make it look smooth, but some of the brushes just like leave some stripes on your face. And again, I'm gonna start with this part and I'm gonna go up, and with the brush, because with the sponge you were tapping, with the brush you're just gonna go in circular motions, just like this. Cause it's been so long since I used a brush to apply my foundation and it's really weird. I don't mind it. I used to apply my foundation with a brush all the time. I have a problem with brush, as you can tell. Yeah, I used to apply my foundations with a brush all the time, but then I discovered the sponge and that's all I used. So I'm gonna take my mirror closer to see if I can actually see a difference. I don't see that much of a difference, not gonna lie. But it's again the foundation as well. Like the applicator is really important during this process. Of course, I'm not gonna lie. But obviously the type of foundation you're using is really important as well. So that's my foundation applied without concealer, without brush and bronzers and everything. Obviously you look a bit more flat, but that's why you do your makeup. You take all the colors and then you put back the colors, if it makes sense. But that was the application. I really like both sides, and now that I look at it, the brush side, I think I was right, and I think the coverage is fuller on this side than it is on this side. It's just a tiny bit of a difference. It's not that much, but I think I can see it. And actually, I think I don't mind the brush at all with this foundation. It's the first time I'm actually applying this foundation with a brush. Interesting. I think you can still see my freckles a bit here, but not that much here. So let's go closer so you can see my skin. Don't shout at me if you see a lot of dry spots and then say like, why are you using a matte foundation if you have dry skin? Well, I don't know, I just love this foundation. Okay, so that's the sponge side, and I hope you can still see what the primer did, because when I turn my face into the light you can still see the nice glow. And this is the brush side. Sponge, brush. Let me know which side you like the most, and also let me know if you can actually see the difference I'm talking about, because I might be crazy, maybe you can't see the difference, but there you go. I thought I missed a spot here, but no. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the video here because I don't want to go into all the process. Basically, I don't want to go into concealer and everything because I want to make separate videos for each one. But again, I want to say something. I don't know if you know people that just wear foundation and then they go with mascara, maybe some lipstick, a blush, and that's it. I know my mom does it. She doesn't go with concealer and bronzing. She just puts foundation, some mascara sometimes, lipstick, blush, and that's it. So if you're one of those people, or you know someone that is like that, you can just like go like this outside, because this foundation sets itself, so you don't need to set it. I just like, it doesn't transfer, it's a really soft matte. But if you want to make sure it doesn't transfer, especially nowadays because we're wearing a mask, obviously it's gonna transfer on the mask, but it's not gonna be as bad as if you didn't set it. You can always go with a face mist. As I said, I have this one from XX Makeup. This is the Face Fix Stop the Clock Rejuvenating Fixing Mist for Natural Radiant Skin. It's not my favorite though. My favorite is the Morphe one. If you have a chance to order or buy the Morphe one, just buy it. That's the most beautiful, the most amazing face mist out there. Yeah, so that's it. As I said, if you're not the type to apply a lot of makeup, you just go with foundation, some blush, blah blah blah, just apply the face mist as I did, or don't apply it if you don't have one or if you don't like to use one. But I just think you're good to go, and I hope this video was helpful. I hope the information is enough. If you don't agree with some of the things I said, just don't be afraid to leave me your just leave me your opinion in the comments, but don't be rude. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.